Elizabeth Germain, and I love to eat and I love to cook. And my passion is not just cooking for other people, which brings me so much joy, but really inspiring them and showing them how easy it is for them to cook themselves. Yes, that's the thing. The seasoning is totally different. That's one of the things that's different about stir frying. A lot of people, do you hear the sound? That's a sign that the oil's pretty hot. I love to turn people on to local food. It's what inspires my menus. It's what drives everything that I cook. And turning them on to, especially here in New England, the abundance of local food year-round. I'm also going to show you some red Russian kale. I think the names give insight into how hardy they are and how, you know, even though we have freezing temperature out there, these are covered with rimé. It's a type of cloth that protects it from the cold. And you can go out and pick any time of the year. Most people think in New England we have a 2-month growing season. And in reality, between growing in greenhouses and storing root vegetables in a root cellar, which people did for centuries, you can eat local produce year-round. And the variety is so much better. Take the tomato, for instance. You know, Caitlin Jones from Mermaid Farm in Middle Road, she grows dozens of varieties, and they each have unique flavor and texture and color, and that's just a tomato. And you go into the supermarket and, you know, what do you have? Maybe the plum tomato and the baseball type tomato that looks maybe like a tomato but doesn't taste like a tomato. And it's not just in the vegetable kingdom. There are so many people raising sheep here and pigs and cattle, and it's easy to get. You know, there's this group called Island Grown Initiative, and they're working really hard. I can't resist these burgundy. This is type of a leaf lettuce, and I just love that gorgeous, deep, rich wine color. It will look really nice in the salad mix. Anyway, Island Grown Initiative, there's a number of different groups that are working together and individually with different focal points to bring awareness to why it's so important to eat local. And they published this great map of all of the farms on the vineyard. They're at Kronig's, they'll be at farm stands, they're all over the island. Give yourself the gift of making a trek to the farm. If you can buy greens that have roots, now these not only have roots, they have the dirt attached, that is such a sign of freshness. One of the things I love to do after I bring the greens home is clean them right away and store them cleaned, because then when it's time to eat, it's really simple. I never really run water on them. I find that it's too harsh, so I lift them out and put them in a colander or right in your salad spinner, and then look at the bottom of your bowl. And if there's sand or grit, empty the bowl, fill it up again, and repeat the process until the water is clean. And then once the greens are clean, you spin them dry, or if you don't have a salad spinner, a fun alternative is a clean pillowcase, and just swing it around and it will get some of the extra water off. And then spread them out on a clean kitchen towel and just let them air dry until they're almost completely dry. You want a little bit of moisture on them. And then once they're mostly dry, roll them up gently. You always want to handle the greens so gently. And just slide them in a plastic bag. Don't close the bag all the way, because then they'll sweat in there and they like to breathe like we like to breathe. And put them in your refrigerator and you'll be able to keep them for a couple of days easily. There's a real difference between what I call everyday cooking and celebratory special occasion meals. So I might just go to 1 or 2 places for an everyday meal, and it's not even every day, because, you know, what I'll gather here, you know, I'll use today and tomorrow. Whereas if I'm doing a big dinner for a family, it's a gathering, it's a celebration, I might go all out. You know, I'll travel to all the ends of the vineyard to get what I want. I recently did a Moroccan dinner party for 14 people. I did a lamb tagine as the main course, so the lamb was local, the vegetables in it were local. Almost everything was from the vineyard. And when they read on the menu and they started to understand that all of that was picked and gathered the week before, it really brought this awareness home. So this is as simple as it gets. You know, a lot of times I do stir fries with more vegetables, but I just want you to have the essence of what it is. Forks. So I look for what looks great, and then how will I translate that into a meal? And I can't resist. They have so many right now of these Asian type of bok choy cabbages. I mean, it just makes me want to do a stir fry, or maybe if I could get some shiitake mushrooms from Tabor House Farm, I would do a braised bok choy and shiitake mushroom dish with maybe chicken from the Farm Institute that I've roasted with soy sauce and ginger. You know, when you have great ingredients, you don't have to do much to them. The skills are what I've developed over my lifetime, but it's the food. I need quality food to really create a beautiful plate that's going to taste good and feel good.